This is one of the best roller coasters in the world. Wildcat's Revenge is a new for 2023 roller coaster located at Hersheypark in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And let me just say, when the animation came out, not too many people were giving it the praise they do now. If anything, most people were saying, oh, it looks too short, but at least we get RMC Wildcat, I guess. Or, that's the stupidest name I've ever seen. No offense to my fellow roller coaster enthusiasts, but we were freaking wrong! Let's dive right into the layout and stats of this coaster because I cannot wait to talk about this ride. Okay, so like I mentioned before, Wildcat's Revenge opened in 2023 and is located at Hersheypark. It's built by Rocky Mountain Construction and has a height of 140 feet. It goes 62 miles per hour and is 3,510 feet long. It has 4 inversions, is 82 degrees steep, and it has a duration of 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So that was the quick stats. Now let's break down this elite roller coaster's layout. When you're dispatched out of the station, you dip down and bank to the left, maneuver through a small trick track kind of element, and take a small turn into the lift hill. Surprisingly, this pre-lift is the best that I've experienced, and sitting in the back gives you surprising floater airtime and laterals. It's truly a taste of what you're about to experience. After climbing up the lift hill, you dive down the first drop. Now, I have heard that this drop was nothing too special, so I wasn't expecting too much, but I was genuinely surprised. No, it doesn't feel like an absolute car crash like Skyrush, but dang. I found this drop to give absolutely amazing floater airtime, and it ranks as my 6th favorite drop on any roller coaster. Not only does it give great airtime, but at the bottom there's a head chopper with the large airtime hill soaring right above you. Then, without any chance to give you a breather, you fly into the step-up underflip, which starts as a 0G roll, but then turns into a large flying swooping dive. I don't even know how to properly describe this element, but all I can say is that although it isn't the strongest element on the ride, it's still a surreal element while realizing that you are on the ride's old original drop, so you're very high off the ground. You then speed into a large camelback that gives some of the craziest ejector airtime of the ride. That camelback is the definition of pure ejector airtime. Although I haven't ridden it, think of the element as the 5-second floater hill on Mako, but for ejector airtime. Yeah, exactly. Then you absolutely fly into a brief airtime moment and go into a large wave turn / turnaround type of element. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought that this part of the ride would be kind of underwhelming. But man, I was wrong. That sideways airtime you get on this isn't quite as good as Iron Gwazi's wave turn, but it's pretty dang close. Afterwards, you rise into the stall, which is about the same as Iron Gwazi's stall, just not as intense as other stalls look. But it's still a really cool and a surreal feeling to just be hanging there for a solid period of time before you snap back into another drawn-out turn, into another wave turn, which gives just about the same level of ejector as the previous. And then you go into another airtime hill that at first it seems like it's going to be the same kind of thing as the first one, but then you jerk to the side and get another pop of airtime. This element feels like it should be on Skyrush, but it still feels like it should be on Wildcat's Revenge itself. And it is incredible. Before you can even breathe, you're already flying into a 0G roll, turn into a small cutback, and go into another 0G roll. Not even kidding, you feel like you're going faster than you did at the beginning of the ride at this point. That's how good this roller coaster's pacing is. You then have another pop of airtime and fly into the brakes. Just like Iron Gwazi, you slam into them, and if your arms are up, then you will have to grab the seat backing in front of you just to stop yourself from going any farther. That concludes your absolutely insane ride on Wildcat's Revenge. This ride is relentless and is everything I want in a roller coaster. When I think of this coaster, I think of a slightly smaller Iron Gwazi, which is my number 1 overall. Now, I'm not sure if it's recency bias, but this easily rose up in the spots in my overall coaster rankings. The operations are decently fast, the pacing on this ride is incredible, and each element on the ride gives such great forces. Whether it's airtime or positives, this ride has it all. No, it isn't as intense as Skyrush, and no, it doesn't have the same amount of airtime as Steel Vengeance, but it shines in just about every other way. And for the intensity and airtime that it does give, man, it's incredible. This was easily my favorite roller coaster in the park. Heck, it's even the best coaster in Pennsylvania. This ride easily gets a 10 out of 10 and falls at my number 2 spot overall. This isn't quite as good as Iron Gwazi, but it narrowly beats out Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point for me. So those were my thoughts on this insane roller coaster. What's yours? Love it? Hate it? I want to know. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts on the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.